That ain't good, guys. That ain't good. Alexis has slammed Shannon and has now accused Shannon of exploiting her relationship with John Jansen for sympathy. And Alexis says that Shannon is obsessed with Johnny J. And Alexis has now said, basically a direct quote, that she will take the public beating from the mean girl, Shannon, if it will calm the storms. She doesn't mind taking the public beating from the mean girl, Shannon, if it will calm the storms. So Alexis must stay up at night. I think she has. Do you know when Anna Kinkoses was on this podcast from Miami? Should we get Anna back on the podcast? When she was on this podcast, if you remember, she claimed, she said it on air, that Marisol, which I totally believe, Marisol hired a speechwriter to write her sound bites, which I believe with her cockies and her bullshit. I believe that Alexis has probably hired the same screenwriter because here she is, there's the door, Shannon Beador, and she's saying that she will put up with all of Shannon's bullshit in person if it calms the storms. I mean, stop, Alexis. Just stop. We get it. You can come up with, I don't even know what you would call these things. But great first episode of RHOC. Loved it. I think it has potential, and I think this is how you do it. Heather has come out and said the new girl, Katie, is Noella part two. That basically she came in with an agenda to come for, the rich bitch on the cast, Heather. And it's not authentic, and she's trying to make her mark. I don't see that yet. We're only an episode in. We have our second episode on Thursday, but let's see. Love the season so far. Kathy Wakile was just back on Watch What Happens. Lots of you are starting to spiral. I don't think this means Kathy Wakile is going to be back on RHONJ. Could you imagine if they got rid of Melissa and they moved ahead with Kathy and they said, your new problem in life, Teresa, is Kathy. We're going to keep this family tradition going. It's not going to happen, guys. First of all, I don't think Kathy Wakile is sitting home knocking down the doors to go back on RHONJ. Second, I think she would go back if the money were right. Sure. We're not going to show Kathy across the street from Melissa. It's not going to happen. Okay. We're not going to keep Melissa and have her and Kathy be neighbors and work it out. We're not going to get rid of Melissa and have Kathy versus Teresa. Andy just used the word toxic. So we're not going to say, hey, Teresa, Kathy's back, and here we go. I think we're going to recast a whole bunch of people and make it light and fun, like the OC is now. The difference is it doesn't work when it's newbies. In New York, doesn't work. These girls, Jenna did not know Cy, did not know Aaron. You showed up for your day of work, which is fine. It's fine, but it doesn't work for chemistry. So I hope Andy is right. I hope they slow it down, which they're doing. We only have our RHOC on. We have nothing else on. Jersey's ending. And Dubai. I think if they slow it down and they just figure it out in New Jersey, I think it'll be back. But get it right. Don't come back in a year if it ain't going to be right. Wait 2 years. Wait to get it right. And this is really over. He loves Teresa. Loves. But that is not going to mean we're just going to go forward with another season. They know that it is broken. You get more blood from a stone by taking a pause. Vanderpump, it's nowhere. Is Ariana coming back? She needs to finish Love Island, deposit the check. Her next season will be a huge check because the ratings were huge. She needs to go to, we need to know if Ariana wants to come back or not before we figure out Vanderpump rules. But we can't have the same season. So same thing. We're going to just wait and wait. And when I say wait, I mean Vanderpump could come back maybe when Lala has had the kid. James and Allie have broken up. I don't know. Katie has a series. I mean, I think when Vanderpump comes back, life is going to be so different. Not mildly different, so different. And it is. My life is different than it was a year ago, 2 years ago, but that takes time. And that is what we need from New Jersey. Melissa and Joe will never speak to Teresa again, so it doesn't solve that. But we got to have these things change. So I don't think Kathy is coming back. Kathy commented, how convenient of Melissa to want to reconcile with me. Obviously, she's referring to the fact that Teresa has reconciled with Jacqueline Lorita. And if she can reconcile with Jacqueline, Melissa has spun the dice of past people and said, well, Siggy was just on David Yontef's podcast, Behind the Velvet Rope, and Siggy wakes up, breathes, and goes to bed on the campaign trail for Donald Trump. So she's not coming back. Next, Amber. Well, she was only one season. She's not a big enough name. Next, and she went down the list and she said, oh, wait, Kathy is the equivalent of Jacqueline. She's in that same era. If she can make up with Jacqueline, I'll make up with Kathy. So I think Kathy has a point. It is very convenient of Melissa. Granted, you live across the street, so it kind of makes sense, but it's not happening. So RHOSLC, I just had Monica Garcia on. Listen to that from yesterday. I love Reality Von Teese. That, I think, is the next thing we are going to have announced of when it's coming back. And then New York, and then Potomac. Well, actually, maybe then Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is apparently coming back this year, but they're slowing things down. They win by slowing it down because it just buys more time overall to figure out what is going on. And it's working. Do I think the OC is so good because it's the only thing on the air? I don't. I think it's so good because it's so good. It doesn't help that there's nothing else on the air. And we'll have Southern Charm coming back, sure. Southern Hospitality is filming. So we got some other things, but this isn't the Bravo of heyday. Really slow other than that. Not much going on. Yeah, there's not much going on. Sai has confirmed New York is finished. She doesn't know when it's coming back. So there are my thoughts on New Jersey. I loved the first season, the first episode of RHOC. I hope it continues. I hope it's a good season. I think it will be. And that's it, guys. Tomorrow, we have a good episode for you guys. Tomorrow, I had a psychic on from Psychic Source earlier today. I had a live reading on air. If you've already listened to Monica Garcia, go and listen to that. I love you all. Patreon this Saturday. We'll have some fun. Buy tickets to the live show. It really is going to be, I didn't know it was going to be good. Sarah and I weren't sure, but it was. I didn't realize. Sarah explained everyone was going to be in the Zoom chat room. And I was like, how is that a thing? Well, all 100 people were in the Zoom chat room. And, because we have a limit on this, we're doing less people this time, by the way, because we're not doing VIP. Everybody's a VIP and everybody's getting a question. So it's a much smaller group this time. But everyone was in the chat room chatting. It was really fun. I saw what Sarah meant. Everyone was having fun. Everybody drank except me. I like to drink coffee on air. I don't like to drink alcohol, but maybe I will. Love you all. I'm rambling. You guys are great. Hope you like this short, quick hit. Tell your friends, tell your parents, tell everybody. And I'll